I have a backyard studio. Now, I don't know why it's so hard to be productive, but I want to be productive. I want to be productive and I want to be consistent. Can I have that, please? I don't know. Why do I procrastinate so much? Why? So I wanted to be more productive, and maybe you do too. And the only way the only way for me to accomplish that is by making things closer in proximity. You see what I'm saying? I wanted to paint more. And I used to have a studio in my room. Obviously I don't any longer. My room is now fully my room. It's the first time my room has just been just my room in years. And then I did have a studio and I didn't go anywhere. I just stayed home and sometimes I painted. No. Sometimes I did paint, but reality was I didn't paint that often, especially not as often as I was painting at my desk. Me and my desk were like this. So I decided to fix that, and to increase the productivity, I increased the proximity and made it easier for me to be productive. In fact, it is so close, it takes me about 1 minute to get there. Maybe 30 seconds. Studio. Oh my god, that's a bee. It just died. My studio's in my backyard, which makes it a lot easier for me to be productive. Yes, having a backyard studio is the quintessential thing for me to actually be productive consistently. I do think that if I just was in my room again, I would be just as productive, but I kind of have too many paintings and I work on much bigger canvases now. Anyway, let's go inside. So the first thing that you see when you come in is on the right, it's all Hannah's side, and on the left, it's all me. She sews and I paint together. We are creative. I need to calm down. These are double doors. This door does open. French doors. Is that what I called? French? Why are they even called French doors? Was it made in France or something? Both doors open, and eventually when we get a screen, I can foresee it being just so pretty. I love that we have all of these windows. Oh, you can't see. We have all of these windows to bring in the natural light because your girl needs to see. And the natural light just brings so much happiness. When I was at the other studio, my past studio, like the one at like the place, the other one that I had to drive to for a while to get to, that one, we were downstairs, kind of like basement type vibe. Didn't see the sunlight at all. So having this feels like an upgrade. First we have this welcome rug. It's actually a full circle, but it wouldn't fit here properly or anywhere in here, so we just folded it in half, and it's just so cute. I wish it fit a little bit better, but there it is. This is a project that I am currently working on that I am thinking of giving up on. This is my desk. I love this desk because of this. Oh, we got action. So I have a motorized desk, and that really helps my back. I do forget often that it's motorized, so I still end up with a sore back, but eventually I'll get the hang of it. This is where I keep all of my paint brushes, markers, random bits and bobs. It kind of fits. This is an acrylic case. I found it on Amazon. It kind of works, but also, as you can see, not everything fits. I don't really know what to do here. These are my mason jars. They're still dirty because I just finished working on a project. So this is where I put my water into paint with. And then I have this. This is where all of my paints go. I just boop. Boop. And boom, bada bing, gotta paint. Put it back. Some of the big brushes, they don't fit here. Spatulas that I'm still trying to figure out how to use. Yeah. It's pretty much my desk. I put a shelf up there for decoration. That is a flower vase. I should have just said vase. Why did I say flower vase? I don't know. Here we have all of my apron. I have 3. This one's the newest edition. It's supposed to cover my pants better. You can't really see it. It's orange. This one I got in high school, and it's still with me. I got it during clay class. Underneath the desk we have the rolly chair and slippers, because these are good slippers, but those I just had from the other studio. I only have proper shoes because my back hurts when I'm standing and painting for a long time, so don't want to keep doing that, so I brought in some shoes that I could wear that would hopefully are gonna stop that from happening. On the side of my desk is where I keep all of my, is where I keep my big, what is this called? What is it called? Easel. This is my big easel. So I keep it here. Step stool. I do need it. I'm not tall, I'm not short. I'm tall enough I can reach things, but short enough I still need a step stool sometimes. All right. Anyway, this is my big paper of paper. Anyway, other easel. And then we move on to the second section. My art cart, my palette my current palette, and that's my notebook and references and paper towels, masks, and I'm using a roll of paper towels because you never really run out of paper towels. You somehow always end up needing a paper towel. At least I do. This is all my tape, other random paint to fill my white paint, things that I haven't used a lot, modeling paste. It's very artistic. Other random things and screws, why is it like that? To do the thing. Behind my painting cart I have my towel, my paint. This is extra paint that are in tubes that couldn't be hung up. I could probably figure it out, but I didn't really feel like it. My scale for scaling or weighing my resin out. I have my blow dryer, projector. These are extra paintings that I have done that I don't really know what to do with. These three are on my website. These three are not. Jazz hands. And this is really just my why did I do that? And this is my painting corner. This is my thing I put my laptop on. It's very heavy duty. It's a little bit wiggly right now. Don't know what that's about. So this is where I keep all of my unpainted and sort of painted canvases. The big canvases are in the back, smaller canvases are in the front, plus some random ones in the middle. What I did to make this more sturdy was putting in screws in the front so the canvases can't slide forward. I'm so smart. I feel like I'm like, welcome to my crib, but here's my stuff. So for here, we just have a little bit of everything, I guess. Random plus the oil paints. That's my respirator I use when I'm doing resin. Always use a mask when you're doing resin. I'm trying to reuse this. This is just a paper towel that I used to block off some other stuff. Under here I have more resin stuff, the colorants for my resin, extra paints. This is resin crafts I did when I was in LA. I have these packaging containers for when I do eventually end up selling prints. Not sure how soon in the future that's gonna be, but yeah. This is my drop cloth that I constantly forget to use. So there's paint on the floor. My toolbox, I love my toolbox. My dad gave it to me. Every single tool in it was given to me by him. And I am very proud of my toolbox. It has everything I need in it. If I ever need to put something together, there it is. Oops. Gloves. This is like my packaging stuff for, you know, when I sell things, because it does happen on, you know, the occasion. And soon to be more frequent. And then you really just kind of have the random corner of random things and pastels. I use those pastels sometimes, yeah. I'm trying to get more into the multimedia vibes because I think that's something that will suit my brain and really help me. And this is a project that I started and I am going to finish at some point, I promise, to somebody. These are my papers that I paint on when I'm painting on paper. Multimedia, acrylic paper, and I think there's some other kind of paper for sketching that I haven't used. Yeah. Also have my palettes. New palettes and palettes from the past. And eventually I think I should display them. I think somebody was telling me that it would be a really good like art installation. Something to sell? I don't know, but I like them. And they mean a lot to me. I've had them since I started, you know, painting. I started painting during my master's program, so I also still have the towel that I used from starting there. I mean, this towel right here, I also used during that time period, but it was technically my second towel that I started using, and the first one I use is in there, and I use it for resin. It's a red towel. I don't know, I get attachment to things, and I'm just like, I'm gonna keep it forever. Because you never know, maybe one day it's gonna be worth something because it belongs to me. Yeah. And I guess really this is just the last section is where I paint. These are my current projects that are done. Done. These two are more kind of experiments, kind of with seeing different things. I don't really know if you can see this, but there's a dangly here. That's cool as shit. And a butterfly. Like I'm having epiphanies being in a new space. I feel like the space is really helping me, you know, connect with my inner artist and come up with different ideas that I may have not thought to. Side note, I also think that an important part of painting and creating and being creative, whoa, that was a big bird, is to play. In your art, in your materials, and maybe do something you haven't done before. And it's really confusing and hard for me to even do because it's like, I'm wasting materials and I don't want to waste materials. But you gotta try or you won't figure it out. And that's what I'm telling myself, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try. in front of people because you guys are seeing this, obviously. And that's terrifying. That's terrifying. Something that's really cool that I did. When I was at the other studio, there was an artist there, and she put screws in the wall so she could hang up her paintings and paint on the wall. There's, oh, you can't see them. But I have 2 up here and there's 3 here. I don't know why there's 3 and not 4. I feel like I should put another one over here. There's also 3 here, 4 here. And these just help me, you know, hang up the painting as I'm sitting down and standing up, and I can, you know, stand here and paint and sit down and paint, and it's actually a glorious time. And thank you to who gave me that idea, because my easel that I was using to paint on in the last studio would not have fit here, and I wouldn't have been able to utilize this much space that I have now. So that worked out really well. And when I'm painting here, I put my, what is it called, my paint water, my brushes go on top of the trash can, and I roll my paint cart over here, and I sit right here and I paint right there. So it works out. Everything's like surrounding me, so it's really easy for me to just grab something that I need. Convenient. That's my art studio. That's like the entire thing. I'm trying to be as productive as possible, and I definitely think having an art studio in my backyard is the highest level of productivity I can get, besides having an art studio in my room, which I used to have, obviously, as I've said many times. Can I move on? I feel like every element in my art studio is helping me be productive. I have the paint up so I can see it when I need the color, or because I don't necessarily always paint in like I have an idea and then I paint. Sometimes I just pick some colors and I go from there, and having the colors up really helps with that. Having an adjustable desk means that I can paint standing up, sitting down, I don't know, laying down eventually, probably. Convenient. Having these things on the wall helps me, you know, be able to see my paintings at a different angle and make sure they're flat and everything's proportionate. It's great. It's so helpful to me and my art, and I think it's a great environment for me to thrive and grow as an artist and become a famous, well-known artist. Yeah! Oh, so let me talk about the structure. So it is a ADU, and it has an angled roof, so the water comes off. I think the roof is metal, and we have 1, 2, 3, wait, do the doors count as windows? We have 8 windows, French doors, and the windows all have screens on them. You can open them manually and they lock. Pretty good deal. And I have to, you know, I'm very blessed to have parents who felt like this would be a good decision for me and my sister. And it was eventually, you know, at first maybe it was not going to be an art studio, but they ended up letting me and Hannah have it as our little own studio. So yay! Thank you, bye to my father and my mother. I guess as a final thing to say is just, I don't necessarily need the studio. I think you can be creative wherever you are, even if that's your bedroom. That's how I started. I've been in my bedroom. I was in my bedroom painting longer than I've been in here. I was painting in my bedroom for 4 years, 5 years, 4 or 5 years, and I made it work. Like, you find out to make it work. I accepted that I was gonna have a smaller living space and I needed more space to have my art supplies and keep my paintings. And you know, you come by finding a lot of, you know, ways to make it work. And this is not necessary. It's just, luckily I have it now and it works for me. Yeah, it's hard to be productive and consistent. It's very hard. And I don't know what it is about this whole trying in front of people like y'all, like I can do, but for some reason, thinking about people who knew me from my past and thinking about how I was and how I'm different now and how I'm more confident now and how they're judging me. They think I'm just trying in front of them and it makes me cringe. I don't know what that's about. I'm kind of rambling at this point, but you know, that it is what it is. And I'm doing something that I love. And I think, honestly, if I was making some more money from what I'm doing, I think I'd be able to be even more confident about it and probably would care a little bit less about what these people think. So it just feels like I'm failing in public. I'm not, but it feels like it just a little bit. Anyway, that is all that you have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. I really love my hair today. I saw the thing on a video on TikTok about these little like bubbly things when people were doing a photo shoot, and I was like, I'm gonna try that. I'm getting used to having slightly shorter hair. It's whatever. I don't know. I love you. Drink some water and like, comment, share, subscribe. I really want it. Does help me out though. And I'll see you in the next one. I'm done. And I hope you like this. Bye.